Hey everybody, it's Shooter FPV, and this is part 5 of my DabberX build series. And as you can see, it's complete. So this will be the last part. What it is just the VTX. I'm going to show you how I mount it, how I get the antenna on, and pretty much that's it. And then we're done. Looks really good. I think it's going to rip. I think it's going to be great. Unfortunately, it's going to rain for a while here, so I won't be able to get it outside anytime soon, but at least it'll be all ready. It'll give me time to throw it into beta flight and set it all up. So I'm really excited to get this thing going. And again, thank you for coming with me on this assembly journey, I guess. I like to show how, people how I do builds and stuff. Plus, I always like people to tell me if there's anything that I can do differently. I am never opposed to any kind of, changes and things like that. So if you think you have a better way to do it, please let me know. That way I can try it, and maybe it'll be better for me. So, so let's go to the bench and finalize this, and let's go. All right, so we're ready for the VTX, and I don't know if you can see it. It is a Panda VTX Nano. Goes from 25 to 400, which is good. But the problem was it was a 16 by 16, so I printed this little adapter, 20 by 20. So what it actually does is it's got these little nib things here, and it's supposed to snap over them, which they actually do, but they're a little loose. So what I'm going to do is, once I get it mounted, I'm going to either maybe melt the TPU over it to kind of seal it, or just maybe throw some hot glue on it, because I'm going to end up putting hot glue on the UFL to just kind of keep the antenna stuck there. So maybe I'll just put a dab on all four corners. But the pads were really hard to kind of figure out, because the only thing that they give you is this, and so you kind of assume that you're looking at it this way. So so as you can see, from right to left is 5-volt ground, your smart audio or RX, and your video. So we're going to wire those up, and I'm actually going to pop this off of here, because with my luck, this thing will get so hot that the TPU will get all messed up and melt, and that won't be good. So, all right, so we're going to solder it up and get it connected. Go. So that's good. So what I'm going to do is twist the wires. Going to twist these up. And let me zoom this back out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this back on. Where's the nibs? There we go. 2, 3, and 4. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, instead of coming across the top, because the pads that I need are the 4 pads that are after this video in. But what's going to happen is I didn't want to bring them across and down, because I mean that'd be the shorter way to go, because the antenna has got to go over the wires or under the wires, and I didn't want to, I didn't want to involve that at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take these and go under, and then bring them over to here, and that way it's a lot better. And I also, with a 3D printer, and I can't stress enough that if you're going to get into building, one of the best things you can have is a 3D printer, because you can print your own stuff. You might not use it all the time. A lot of people say, well, I might not use it, other than FPV, but you'll find things to do. So I just printed these little spacers, and I'm going to put them on here. I already dry fit these. Oh, you know what? I just lost out. There it is. Yeah, one thing about small parts is you don't want to lose them. So, see? So that should set it right up at a good height. And actually, what I should do is I am going to take the time to solder up the pads. That would be nice before I actually plop this on top. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom back out again. And what I'm going to do is plop this on top. I'm actually going to do these two corners first. And then bring this under. And I'm not going to screw it tight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this down, but I'm going to see what length of wire I need, and then what I'll do is I will snip it and solder it up. All right, so that's soldered on there. So now, actually, because what I did was I actually untwisted it because it's easier to twist it this way. What I'll probably, since I haven't, yeah, I'll just. So see, there you go. It's got enough space under there. Room to breathe. And just so if you don't know, what I usually do is, of course, you do red for the power, black for ground, but I usually use green for the smart audio or RX or whatever you want to call it, and yellow for video. Yellow's pretty common for video for everything. So, and this is the antenna I'm going to use. It's going to be an Axie, Luminaire Axie with a UFL. And what we're going to do is going to go through here once I get this all nailed down. And the reason why I put this back here was because I didn't want to bend it too much, because if this was closer, then this would be hanging out a lot too. So what I'm actually going to do is stick it through here and just loosely fit it. I'll show you. And see, so now not a lot sticking out, but enough where it's not going to wiggle around too much. It won't get caught in props. And it's not bending too much in here, so it'll work out really well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to screw this down with some lock nuts and connect the UFL, and we're good to go. All right, there you go. It looks like it's done. I'll glue this up later. No sense in doing it on the video to make it longer and more boring for you guys. But Yeah, I'll put a dab of hot glue there because it was pretty easy to snap in, so I'm sure it'll be pretty easy to snap out. You know, well, I shouldn't say if I crash, I should say when I crash. So it might pop out, so what I'll do is I'll hot glue that, and then plus, like I said, I'll put a dab on each corner here to just secure that too. So yeah, so that's it. It's all wired up, ready to go, soldered good, everything's connected. So yeah, so I think that's it. And then of course the top plate, and if I loosely just put that on top, you can see I have plenty of room, plenty, which is good. Airflow, battery strap space in there. So yeah, so this is ready to go. I'm going to button it up, just do the final things, and throw it into Betaflight, get that all set up, and hopefully, well, it won't be this weekend. This weekend is Memorial Day weekend, and it is going to rain every day, even Monday. So I won't get to maiden this thing until next week sometime. So it'll give me some time to clean it up and get it configured and all that. But other than that, I think it's done. So I can't wait to get it going. All right, so thanks for joining me on this build adventure, and I appreciate it. So as I always say, rip some packs, don't crash, and we'll see you next time.